So, I just beat Uncharted: The Lost Legacy just now, at the time of this recording. I just dropped my PS4 controller. I understand it was a spin-off, and, it's not as long as the other ones and stuff like that. The thing is, I I wanted Sam and Sully. I wanted that adventure to happen. Um, and I didn't get it. Um, Instead, they decided to make a story about Chloe Fraser from Uncharted 2 and 3 and Nadine Ross, who was an antagonist in Uncharted 4. Um, I have to say, I'm disappointed. I know a lot of people have been enjoying this game, so I'm probably gonna, well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna make people angry, but a lot of people who watch this are probably not going to agree with me, and that's fine. Um, I just found, I just found it to be kind of bland. The gameplay wasn't much different from the rest of the series. The thing is though, um, it didn't feel like it did anything on its own. It didn't have much of an identity. It it didn't do anything new or innovative, or it's just another Uncharted, but at the same time it doesn't have as many entertaining moments as the rest of the series goes. It didn't have as much comedy, it didn't have as much emotion, it didn't have I just found it to be kind of generic, and um yeah, and it was only in development for a year. They didn't start development for this game until right after Uncharted 4 came out, which was last May. And it shows because there's quite a few bugs in this game too. Uncharted games are not known for their bugs. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy has a lot of them, or at least in my experience. Um, I wanted to make a full-fledged narrated review, but I just don't really have the time to, because I'm working most days and I have a lot of other games to catch up on. I'll also be doing the same thing for Prey, um, and Mass Effect Andromeda. So yeah, I just didn't really care much for this one. I didn't care for the story in this one. I didn't really care much about the characters and what they were going after. It's basically the same thing. You race the main bad guy to the treasure. There's combat, there's stealth, there's grappling hook, there's climbing, there's fucking driving from the fourth one. It it's just kind of like Uncharted 4.5. Only it's just getting old now. It's getting old. 4 was enough. 4 was a great game, but it was enough. I found the spinoff to be a little unnecessary. It did have a few tie-ins to the series, which was great, but I just found it to be a little unnecessary. Now, for $40, with all that being said, for $40, it was still a good deal. Now, granted, I didn't buy this game. I'm only borrowing it from Zach. But I have to look at it from that perspective, and considering it comes with an 8-hour long single player, a multiplayer mode, and a survival mode, which I haven't tried yet. I don't know if I will. It has a lot of content for $40. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I mean, like, there's not much for me to say. I'm just a little indifferent. There are only a couple parts that made me laugh, and both of those parts involved Sam Drake, Nathan Drake's brother. So, it just didn't impact me as much as the other ones. If I were to give this a final score, it would probably be like a 6.5 or You know what? I'll push it up to a 7. It's a 7 out of 10. All right, not as good as any of the other ones. All of the other Uncharted games were like 8.5s and above. This is like a 7. Um, it wasn't as polished as the other ones. It wasn't as polished. It just wasn't as entertaining. There weren't as many set piece moments. Although I do admit that the last two chapters were really good. Um, and yeah, man, I'm a little disappointed, honestly. I think Uncharted could have done a lot better than this. Um, I know a lot of people like this game. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not a bad game. It's just not as good as the other ones. If you're a die-hard Uncharted fan, even more than I am, you could still check it out. But you don't need to play this game. It's not essential, really. You know, if you played all the other ones, you're not missing out. So yeah, guys. I guess that's it. Coming up next, I'm gonna talk about Prey. I'm gonna play Prey, the new one, the 2017 one, not the 2006 one, and give my thoughts on that. Um, like I said, I don't really have time to do full edited reviews because I gotta work. Um, but yeah, stay tuned and thank you very much for watching.